You know, in doing these videos, I get asked to do a whole bunch of different TV shows and movies or like whatever, you know? But one show I've been getting since the very beginning of whatever this whole thing is was Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Now, I've never actually seen this show, although pretty much everyone else in my family has. And I do remember how much of a cultural phenomenon it was back in the late 90s. Like, for those of you who don't remember, Buffy was everywhere back in the day. So, I mean, hey, everyone loves Buffy the Vampire Slayer, right? How bad could it be? But before that, really quick, this video is brought to you by Swagbucks. Now, I know what you're thinking. Swagbucks? What, is this some kind of rice gum thing or something? So basically, Swagbucks is a service that lets you participate in market research. You sign up with my link below in the description, and all you gotta do is just like surf the web, watch videos, play games, take surveys, like just the kind of stuff you do in your free time anyway, or like, you know, when you're not doing homework. And doing this earns you points. Now, these points can be redeemed for Amazon gift cards, Walmart gift cards, or just, you know, cash through PayPal. So again, all you gotta do is just click the link below in my description. You get $5 for free just for signing up, and start earning some extra cash today. Okay, back to the show.
In every generation, there is a chosen one. She alone will stand against the vampires, the demons, and the forces of darkness. She is the Slayer.
Well, yeah. Boy, it doesn't get more 90s than that intro, does it?
Whoa! Excuse me, not sure to stop. Please move. Whoa! Excuse me. Whoa!
Okay, never mind. Yes, it does. But you know, skateboarding was such a late 90s, early 2000s thing. Like, I don't know if it's quite the same anymore, but for some reason, like every kid on TV had a skateboard. You got Max from Goof Troop, you had Rocket Power on Nickelodeon, you had this dude on Buffy. Like, what the heck was with skateboards? And every textbook you ever got in school had some random kid on a skateboard jumping over some like weird zigzag or whatever. And then underneath it would have something dumb like, unleash the knowledge, or like whatever. The 90s were so weird. Anyway, so the main character of this show is Buffy. Just a regular 16-year-old girl trying to get through life and survive her first day of school.
Can I have you? Can I help you?
Thanks.
I don't know you, do I?
I'm Buffy. I'm new.
Xander is me. Hi.
Oh geez, just your luck, huh, Buffy? First day at a new school and the first guy you meet is some skater named Xander. Well, hey, at least your day couldn't get any worse, huh? Now, while going through her day, Buffy starts talking with the popular girl in school who gives her a test to see how cool she really is, which is a really weird way of doing things, but sure, whatever, go ahead.
We do have to test your coolness factor. You're from LA, so you can skip the written, but let's see. Vamp nail polish?
Over?
So over. James Spader.
He needs to call me.
James Spader? Well, there's a random name I haven't heard in a while. Wow, was he some kind of dreamboat back in the 90s or something? Well, shoot, can you call me too?
You passed. Oh, good to hear.
Willow. Nice dress. Good to know you've seen the softer side of Sears.
Oh, well, my mom picked it out.
No wonder you're such a guy magnet. Are you done?
Oh.
What? The popular girl isn't very nice? I'm shocked. And you know, you got a lot of nerve making fun of Willow's clothes considering you're wearing snot green velvet pants. Like, where did you go dumpster diving last night? Now, Buffy realizes she doesn't have any school books, you know, being the new girl and all that, so decides to check out the library.
Is anybody here?
Can I help you?
I was looking for some, well, books. I'm new.
I'm Mr. Giles, the librarian. I was told you were coming.
Of course, every show has to have at least one random British dude, right? But like, okay, can we just think about this for a second? So this guy immigrated from the UK, filled out all the paperwork, jumped through all these hoops, finally gets his visa just to become a high school librarian? But anyway, shockingly, turns out this librarian might not be just your average librarian, you know what I'm saying?
So, I'm gonna need perspectives on 20th century.
I know what you're after.
That's not what I'm looking for.
After this, at lunchtime, Buffy sits down and talks with Willow, and of course, Xander shows up yet again.
You guys busy? Are we interrupting? We're interrupting.
Hey. Hey.
So what do you do for fun? What do you like? What do you look for in a man? Let's hear it.
Okay, I see you trying to sneak in that last question there. Hey, what's your favorite food? What do you do for fun? And do you like guys with floppy hair who may or may not be good at skateboarding? Just asking for a friend. Now, this is where we learn that someone found a dead guy in the girls' locker room. And there's a whole lot of jokes I can make about that, but I'll just let y'all fill in the blanks yourselves. Anyway, Buffy goes to investigate, and surprise, surprise, this dude was killed by a vampire. So she goes back to talk to Senior Creepy Pants in the library.
You heard about the dead guy, right? The dead guy in the locker?
Yes.
Because it's the weirdest thing. He's got two little holes in his neck, and all his blood's been drained. Isn't that bizarre? Aren't you just going, ooh?
What? Can we just watch that again?
Isn't that bizarre? Aren't you just going, ooh?
Boy, just really selling it there, aren't you, Buffy?
Dig a bit in the history of this place, and you'll find a steady stream of fairly odd occurrences. I believe this whole area is a center of mystical energy. Things gravitate towards it that you might not find elsewhere.
Like vampires.
Like zombies. Werewolves.
Men who wear socks and sandals at the same time, and people who ride motorcycles as loud as possible.
At 2 o'clock in the frickin' morning!
Now that night, Buffy, and I guess the entire school, goes to a club where she finds Willow sitting all by herself. And they talk about, you know, like what every 16-year-old girl in the 90s talked about, I assume.
Boys.
When I'm with a boy I like, it's hard for me to say anything cool or witty or at all. I can usually make a few vowel sounds and then I have to go away.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, that was pretty much me all through high school. Some girl would ask me the most basic question, and that was just too much for me. Excuse me, do you happen to know how to get to the attendance office? But after hearing this, Buffy decides to share her own philosophy on, like, boys and stuff.
Life is short.
Life is short.
Not original, I'll grant you, but it's true. You know? Why waste time being all shy and worrying about some guy and if he's gonna laugh at you? Seize the moment, because tomorrow you might be dead.
Okay, I'll just be over here talking to anyone else. Somebody? Hello? So at this club, Buffy once again runs into the librarian, which really only makes him more creepy.
Can you tell me if there's a vampire in this building?
Maybe.
You should be able to sense them.
There's one.
Where?
Right there, talking to that girl.
Look at his jacket. He's got the sleeves rolled up. And the shirt? Deal with that outfit for a moment.
It's dated.
It's carbon dated. Trust me, only someone living underground for 10 years would think that was still the look.
Okay, let me get this straight here. This guy is dressed in an out-of-date fashion, and that means he's a vampire? Can you imagine if they made the show today? Like Buffy just walks around San Francisco for 5 minutes. There's vampires everywhere! So this vampire dude takes off with Willow, and Buffy goes to look for him before he does all of his, you know, vampire stuff. Now, on the way out, she walks by this girl who, spoilers, also happens to be a vampire.
What did you say your name was?
Darla.
Darla, you okay? Hey, what's your name?
Darla.
And in the end, Buffy finds everyone hanging out in a mausoleum, beats them up with some fantastic 90s choreography, but she isn't quite strong enough and things aren't looking too good.
Amen.
Will she survive? Can she defeat this Star Trek Next Generation looking dude? Is this the end for Buffy? Probably not, since the show, you know, goes on for like 7 more seasons, so I'm sure she's fine. So I gotta say, and before I do, I know it's only 1 episode, and of course it's the pilot, which means things are a little more awkward than usual, but like honestly though, the show is still actually quite good. I mean, sure, you gotta look past the corny 90s-ness of it all, and the special effects and all that are very 90s, let's just say. The thing that this show does, that for whatever reason no other high school teen drama or whatever nowadays seems inclined to do, is the characters, generally speaking, and I realize I'm not that far into the show, but just stick with me for a second. The characters act kind of sort of like real people. Like, they have a sense of humor, they understand the ridiculousness of their situation, although, to be fair, some of these lines that we get in the show get pretty cheesy pretty quick. But overall, it's nice to see characters who are at least semi-realistic, or at least interesting. And like, for example, Shadowhunters could have been the next Buffy if the characters weren't just so serious all the time and acted like wooden boards. But yeah, Buffy the Vampire Slayer is kind of weird, but still pretty good. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. So we have a Buffy the Vampire shirt in the store, just a simple little one for you there. The link is below in the description, and use the promo code VAMPIRE at checkout and you get free worldwide shipping. So if you like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, or you just want to support the channel, or I don't know, both, check it out below. I mentioned this at the very end of the video, but something that I want to kind of talk about. So Buffy the Vampire Slayer came out in kind of the mid to late 90s, and it was revolutionary in a lot of ways, but one of the main things it did that a lot of people do now is it kind of took on the whole idea of like being self-aware, or like realizing that what's going on fun, is kind of silly and ridiculous, and like how would real people actually kind of react to this type of thing. Like nowadays you see that everywhere with like Adult Swim, you know, like Rick and Morty and like BoJack Horseman, all these like things where like ridiculous things happen, but the characters are aware that they're weird. It's not like they're trying to hoodwink us or anything. When that's overdone, you know, it can get really cringy and kind of annoying when it's like, okay, we get it, guys, you know. But like when you have something as ridiculous as vampire hunting or superheroes or aliens or whatever, like, you know, you need to kind of have a way to balance out the absurdity. And so having that kind of extra thing of like, you know, yeah, we know this is kind of dumb too, but just stick with us along for the ride kind of thing. It makes it so that the show is aware that the audience is smart too, and it's not just a bunch of dumb people watching it and like believing it's real, you know? Although, like I said, it can certainly be overdone to the point where it's kind of like annoying. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, ring that little bell thing, follow me on Twitter, follow my dog Charlie on Instagram, Charlie Meets Pumpkin. My wife posts there almost every day, I think. So if you want to see more of Charlie, it's there for you. And above all else, have a great day, everybody, and I'll see you all next time.